Hey guys, and welcome back to Vlogs and Frogs. So my name's Ryan, and this right here is Spots. Let me get him closer so you can see Spots. Say hi to Spots. Yeah, that's Spots. Look, it's Spots. Okay, Spots. Yep, they taste good. So Spots is a leopard gecko. The one you see here is Xena. He is also a leopard gecko. We use Spots as an ambassador because he has not been through it as much, while Xena has been very, very, very much through it. And we'll get to what that means later. But first, yeah. Roll off some music. Alright guys, well these little cuties are smallish lizards that can grow anywhere between 7 and 10 inches long. They come in a variety of patterns and colors due to the exotic animal trait. The basic color morph in the wild is this yellow and black spots that you see on our two leopard geckos. But through controlled breeding, there have been oranges, pinks, blacks, and even solid white ones. They lick everything in sight to help understand their surroundings. They have caudal autotomy. This means that they have the ability to drop their tail in defense when they get scared, when predators chase them, and so on and so forth. As you can see, both of ours have dropped their tails. And yes, they will look like this little balloon ball forever. That's because there's a catch. They will grow back, but they will never grow back the same. These lizards have small bumps all over their body, which helps protect them from falls, scrapes, and even small predator attacks. Their home ranges in the highlands of Asia and throughout Afghanistan, and even some warm parts of northern India. They inhabit rocky plains, and thus the bumps help them navigate their land without getting all bruised and battered up. Which is quite useful, isn't it? So yes, these little critters right here, this cute guy right here, they're ground-dwelling lizards, so they stay very close to the ground, and they don't really climb vertical surfaces much, so it's pretty easy to keep them trapped in an enclosure. Okay, but seriously. Now, they are known to be quite vocal. Not all the times, but in many senses they can be quite vocal, especially when young, and especially when dealing with food. They make gecko screams. They scream. It sounds like this. Pretty interesting, isn't it? As well as they also communicate with each other with their little tails. This little balloon nub is they'll wag them. They'll actually wag them with excitement, kind of like a dog. Especially when they get food, they'll kind of get excited and snap it up, especially with things like crickets and mealworms. They also do possess the caudal autonomy when it comes to their tails, and that's where they can drop their tail if a predator is attacking them, so they don't get eaten. Speaking of getting eaten, crickets, mealworms, insects, all sorts of little things, all the way up to little rodents, tiny, tiny mammals, small lizards. Leopard geckos are opportunistic carnivores, meaning they eat meat, but they'll eat almost any meat they can get their little tiny jaws around. Now, our two, Spots here loves mealworms and will every once in a while chase down some crickets, but definitely prefers the mealworms as well as waxworms as a treat. Our boy Xena here, though, has been through it, and by through it, I mean when we first got him at our first place, we had him in a cage in our room, and at some point, one of our cats managed to get into the room and hide after we closed and locked the door, and at night came out, broke into his cage, and attacked him. He broke his jaw, his arm, and made him drop his tail. He gave him a couple good scratches, including one on his eye. But after a couple months of healing, he's gotten his life back together. Spots has also been through it per se, but Spots was kind of at his own demise. He managed to escape his tank, and then escape the entire rescue room altogether, where we found him one morning hearing some ruckus to see him up against a PlayStation, backed against the wall with 5 cats around him. So we jumped in. He almost had no scratches or anything. The only thing that was wrong with him was he dropped his tail. So other than that, he's pretty good. And that's why Spots here is our ambassador species, meaning he gets to interact with everybody and meet all sorts of cool people and do things like be in this cool video. Xena is what we call retired. We let Xena do his thing. He does get free roam time sometimes. He's very skittish and stressed out a lot. And with his arm, we don't want him having to take on many barriers and challenges. That's the other reason we keep his tank so bare, so that he doesn't have to do a whole bunch with his messed up arm, as you see here. But otherwise, yeah. I'm glad you came to meet him, because they're super cute. And, like, look how adorable he is. He's just, blup, 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 blup. Plus, they got these cool dragon eyes. Look at those. You're seeing them right now in some pictures since this camera won't focus. They are absolute dinosaur-like looking. And as you can see, he's quite docile. He's quite calm. You can meet him whenever. He's super cute. So, yeah. Remember to love your friends and love your lizards and hug your geckos. And it's bad that I should have to tell people this, but don't put these things in your mouth. Just don't. Okay? Just don't. Just don't. Just don't. Okay? Just